What's up, everybody? It is Wreaker, and welcome back to Vanilla Survival World. And as you can see, we are defying gravity today. One of my favorite little Minecraft exploits, or just fun things you can do. But yeah, we got a few things to do. And as you see behind me, there's a dirt patch, because I've been working real hard. And I know it doesn't look like it, as this just looks like I put some dirt blocks here from last time we were over this way. But I wonder what could have changed. Well, there's now a ladder here. And there's now a giant hole where, yeah, we're gonna do a sheep farm. And I did most of the annoying technical stuff off camera, just because it was a bit annoying. Because of course I didn't plan any of this out. So I dug everything out, and then I realized, oh, I forgot to make space for the rails, so I had to dig all this area out. So yeah, got everything in. And well, I'll bring you guys in so you can kind of see, so I can kind of show what everything is going to look like. I'm going to have color-coded cells for all the sheep, but this is going to be an AFK farm. Essentially, I can get away with doing 4 dispensers with shears in them. That means I need to pack 8-10 sheep into each cell. That's why there's large amounts beginning. So, as I build, I'm going to keep breeding these guys up. There's grass underneath some upside-down stairs, right here. Some upside-down stairs just should help keep everything, all the grass grown, at least. So I've got one cell almost done. I'm going to get all the cells built, and then I'm going to put a roof layer at this right here, all the way across. The redstone goes on top of it. And it'll just, essentially, every dispenser will fire off about every 2 minutes or so. Which, that gives enough time for sheep to move around, and if they didn't get hit, then they can actually get hit the next go around. They can regrow wool, all that type of stuff. So yeah, and I already got everything hooked up to storage. And this shouldn't break. Keyword is shouldn't. So let's get to it, and I'll see you guys here in a minute. This is what the design looks like, although there is one glaring issue with this farm that I didn't realize until after I built the whole thing. However, we're going to keep the design of this the same, it's just the floor is going to have to change, and I'll explain that here in a second. But yeah, I actually really like the look of this farm. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's just the colors and the science-y type things. But if we go take a look at the redstone, notice we have random cats because we have a villager breeder over there, just within range. You do you. But all it is, we have an etho hopper clock back here, and it's about halfway run through. And yeah, it triggers a minecart with chest, and it literally just drives over. And when it hits this, it'll power its own rail to keep it going. But it'll fire off every dispenser in the cell. And it just winds back and forth and returns itself at the end of the rail there. Now, the glaring issue with the farm, aside from just the immense noise of the sheep, is this. I built the rails a block too low. Because the rails, they would pick up anything on, say, that block there, but the wool's a block higher. So I gotta come through, and I'm gonna just kinda do that. I gotta pull the grass up to here so I can move all these rail lines up a block. And then I will probably, because this doesn't look great, I'm gonna have to redo the entire floor. But I want the sheep to stay elevated, so it's gonna be interesting. I'll just leave it that way. So I will return. Oh yeah, this is like beginnings of designing this area too. I've heard this was the last thing to get done. But I will fix all this, and then I will check back in with you guys. Alright, and we're back. And as you can see, the rails have been like pushed up a block. I'll go into free cam because it's a little difficult. But yeah, just got everything working again, got all the power rails back in place. Everything's working, and had to get a little inventive with decorations because rails were going to be exposed and all that. Blah blah blah. Nope, I missed a stone brick there. But yeah, I kind of just went for a rainbow with colored wool. Felt this was appropriate, and yeah, just got a nice little pattern there. And this is within like 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. So some of them just kind of speed past, I guess, with hoppers and whatnot. And I've got some carpets just left over that I just decided to leave there. But in here, it's pretty much just, I can tell from a distance a little bit easier because sometimes it's hard to see the glass. Just can tell which sheep is in which pen. Because, like, right below these carpets here, for instance, I would have had to put full blocks to hide rails, so I'm like, carpets can go over it. So, yeah, I'm pleased with how this turned out. And I may need to change, I may come back to change the overflow chest to something that can actually burn leftover items. Because if this is 10, 15 minutes or so, I don't want to know what a couple hours would be. Alright, it's been a couple days since the last recording. I've been dealing with just some illnesses and stuff. But unfortunately that's becoming normal for me. However, before I went down for a couple days, I did actually get some stuff done. Put in a new staircase here. Put in a new building, and I wonder if you can tell what this is used for. But yeah, just got a quick little double tall flower farm, so we can automate magenta, pink, red, and yellow dyes. And just a little, I wedged in some redstone here. This is just essentially lever pushes piston to activate an observer clock to dispense stuff. But plenty of bone meal backup because I have a lot of bone meal. I've got 3 or 4 different farms just dedicated to bone meal, so that's why I have a lot. But yeah, just did a bunch of terraforming here. I forgot to do a time lapse on this one, and then the time lapse corrupted on this building. But that's fine because after I did the time lapse, I tore half of it down and rebuilt it. So always fun stuff. But I had in my mind almost to have a tunnel building, like a building that you just walk through, the path goes straight through. But it has some sort of purpose and all that. And this is where I have a blueberry farm, and I can just go like this and get as many glowberries as I want. This one's a little bit trickier for drip leaf, but I don't have to automatically bone meal it and all that. There we go. So I can get drip leaf, and then if I need just a lot of cocoa beans, I can get them right here. And again, this is pretty much the same redstone circuit as the other building. And yeah, just a lot of bone meal and storage just because I can. Now on this side, I have it set up for vines if I need to farm those for decoration. And this I just have set up for cocoa beans because it's real easy to just come along here and go like this. Like the hardest part is not putting a hole in the ceiling. And that got me over 100 cocoa beans. So yeah, then just replant, and then whenever I need them, I can reharvest. That one already grew. Wow. I can harvest whatever I need and all that. So yeah, I have a good way of getting brown dye. One of my upcoming builds I want to do, not even in this area, but in the next area, because I like to plan out. Like I have a whole notebook list of like the next couple episodes and the next like couple building projects and all that. But I want to have a lot of dyes ready, and with this I really am only going to be missing blue dye and black dye, like feasible ways of getting mass quantities of dye. So I either need to get a lot of lapis or literally just go set up a cornflower farm, which I need a flower forest or something like that, or I think there may be a biome that way. They redid, like when they redid the terrain for 118, they messed up how a bunch of the flowers spawn. So I gotta figure out where all the blue flowers spawn and then go put a flower farm there. But that's not super high on my list right now. I got time. But what we are going to be working on, because we have the sheep farm down here, and yeah, we have no issues with getting wool. So I don't have an on-off switch for that, which I might install. Stupid rain. But yeah, I do want to add an above ground part to the sheep pen, kind of like how we did up there. There's like a little chicken farm. It was supposed to be a pig farm, I just never knew moved pigs into it. But I'm gonna build like a little sheep pen up here with building and all that, and then I'm gonna hopefully find some sheep down there. So I don't, well, I see one. So there are sheep that spawn down there. Hopefully I can get a couple up here alive and all that. So let's hop into it. And here we go. Little simple, little basic, but just a nice little shepherd's house. Inside is literally just, I want it to look like just a bunch of jam storage and whatnot. And yeah, there's shears, there's wheat for sheep, stuff like that. But most of this is just for show. Got some looms in the corner. I'm going to stick a shepherd villager kind of over here if I find a good one. So, but I have found that just kind of jamming up trapdoors in a corner like that, just kind of, it's subtle, but it kind of looks like a big storage case. So I'm liking adding those here and there. And then just like a little outdoor work table. They've got some wool that they were working on, stuff like that. And then I've got a few sheep in here and in this one. I'll just breed them up over time stuff. It's slow, but it's going. But yeah, I think that'll do it for this episode. Uh, Wanted to show off a lot more, especially like that stuff there. But like I said, the time lapse is kind of corrupted because my computer has issues. It's really having issues with like memory and stuff, so I got to get those figured out. But yeah, uh, to be fair, there's only a couple more episodes in this area, I think, or a couple more big episodes. But starting next episode, I may actually uh, kind of break ground on the new location or next big area. I say big area, but it's kind of one of those of it's gonna be completely separate. It's probably gonna be about the same size as a starter area. But yeah, I just gotta find. I have a written book somewhere with coordinates to it. I just gotta find because I don't think I have it written down. But yeah, that's a problem for future me. Anyways, guys, if you've stayed through the entire video, please remember to just leave a comment. Tell me what part of the episode you liked. Leave a like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And until the next episode, have a good one.